Hey y'all, welcome back to Inside the Barrel. I'm Double J.
I'm Big H.
I'm Nathan.
This is Nate Dog. Hey, today we're coming back to you. We're going to do a double blind, triple sample. Not really sure we called that. It was the 9 times. I don't know. 9 glasses on the bar here. Before we get started, and I'm actually going to, it's not really a double blind. I'm actually going to reveal the bottles we're going to do before we do it. Before we get started, take a moment, subscribe. We really do appreciate all the followers we get. Leave a comment. Tell us whether or not you like it. Tell us whether or not you like the.
Tell a friend.
So anyway, back to the video, right? So today we're going to do a video, and we're going to review 3 different bourbons that are toasted bourbons. Now you get into the world of toasted bourbons. There's a lot of bourbons that consider themselves toasted. It's not really a regulated term as much where some people will say Woodford Double Oak is toasted, Peerless Double Oak is toasted. A lot of those double oak barrels are toasted because the second barrel goes in has a toast finish. The 3 we're doing today all actually have toast in the name. So today we're going to be doing Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. We're going to be doing Penelope Toasted Barrel, and we'll do Basil Hayden Toasted Barrel. And we'll talk a little bit about those in just a second. But just to talk a little bit about, definition of bourbon, right? Bourbon has to be finished in a new American oak barrel that's been charred, right? Difference between char and toasting. Char is high heat, short term, really intense. And the best description I get is what the inside of the barrel looks like after it's been charred. It looks like that wood that's in a campfire that's been there for a couple hours. Okay. Black, really heavy ash, really heavy soot on it. Charring, what's good about charring? They actually say that the charring should go up to about 1/8 of an inch in the wood. What's good about charring is that it caramelizes the natural sugars in the wood, so it gives a little bit more of a sweetness off. A lot of that soot and ash and char actually also acts as a filter. It removes a lot of the impurities of the bourbon, actually makes it a little bit smoother to drink. Toasting, similar process to charring, but it's not high heat and short intense, where charring really it is the flame is actually touching the barrel. In toasting, it's a longer, more gentle process where the flame is not touching the barrel. The flame's more on the inside of the barrel. It's more of a warming. So it's a little bit longer process, sometimes done in an oven, sometimes done with the naked flame inside the barrel, but penetrates a little bit deeper into the wood. You got that. So penetrates a little bit deeper into the wood. One of the things that's different about toasting that's kind of interesting is that the toasting actually, because it's not as fast, it does chemically alter the wood grain, and there's a compound that's actually created when it does that, and that compound is called vanillin, and it's actually the compound that it senses vanilla. Okay, so we should be able to sense vanilla in all.
I'm going to throw you off just a little bit because a lot of times I do the research, and when I looked into toasting, it started throwing out double oak. Yeah. Is there a difference between toasting and double oak that you could discern, and why did you pick these 3 bottles?
Well, I already covered that. If you just rewind the video about a minute,
you just talked
about because they all have toast in the name.
Okay,
so I went with what has toast in the brand name.
Okay, but double oak could be toasted.
Double oak could be toasted. Okay. Incidentally, all 3 of these, they're actually not just finished in a toasted barrel. The barrel's first toasted, and then it actually has a flash char. So all 3 of these are actually finished. These could all be called double oaked as well because they're finished in a.
Got it.
The secondary barrel is actually charred, but it's toasted before charred.
Okay.
You get into barrels that are just toasted and don't have that char for bourbon, you're going to do more like wine and some of your lighter type of spirits.
Got it.
So. Okay,
so get into
let's get into it. So let's talk a little bit about this, right? Elijah Craig, we've done Elijah Craig on the show before. A couple of different things come to us from Heaven Hill at Bardstown, Kentucky. Proofs 94, mash bill 78 corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. It's basically the standard, Elijah Craig small batch juice. I want to say it's aged somewhere 4 to 6, 6 to 8 years. I don't know what that is, but and they finish it in the toasted charred barrel. So. Okay. The next one, Penelope.
A couple years ago, this was like the bottle to chase. Yeah. Now it's starting to pop up. It's the end of 2024. It's starting to pop up a little bit more. I think it's a regular.
They also have a toasted. They also have a toasted rye too, which is I think a little bit of the newer bottle. That's the one
something
people
like that
are chasing right now.
Yeah, price point.
What's that going to run?
Oh, price point somewhere in the 50s, 50 to 60 bucks.
Okay.
Somewhere
all right.
Okay. So next on the docket, we got Penelope Toasted. Penelope Toasted's been a little bit different. They used to actually have a couple different variations. So they do different toast levels. They do different char levels. This one actually says on it it's char level 2, toast is heavy. So that basically show you what happens in the double barrels, you know. I think they've kind of standardized. They also used to do some different mash bills. They've standardized on the mash bill. They're using a 75-21-4, which is standard MGP juice. I don't know that it might actually be specific batch for Penelope or not, but it does come from Luxco out of the MGP. What do they call that distillery?
Ross and Squibb.
Ross and Squibb, yes. Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So comes in at 100 proof, so a little bit higher than Elijah Craig. The last one we've got is Basil Hayden's Toast. So this one's gonna be our lowest proof one. This one comes in at 80 proof. Comes to us from Jim Beam Distillery out of Claremont, Kentucky. A little bit different here is that it's a little bit, the mash bill, they actually substitute rye for rice. So it comes in at 65% corn, 27% brown rice, and then 10% malted barley.
And that face that Double J just made is basically what the internet says about this thing.
You either like it or you don't.
So will we be able to call that out in the blind or not? According to the internet, that'll be the one we'll be able to call out.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I'm going to be bold enough to do it.
It says that the brown rice does give it a little bit more sweetness and a little more subtle. It's not going to punch as much like the rye, so it's a much more. So you don't like rye, you actually could like this because it's taking some of that rye content out.
I think I should be able to pick it
brown
up.
rice. So
okay.
So we're on, and we're just going to go left to right, and these three bottles by no means represent the order of these. So,
but you might see up here, I may have thrown some editing in so you guys know which one's which.
A little medicinal.
Are we doing noses?
We should. All these should have a very similar nose. They should all be an oak. You should get a little bit of toast.
And the appearance of all of them are about the same. I don't see anything different there.
Your taste on all three is going to be. You're going to get a little bit of that toast in the taste. Should pick up a little bit of vanilla.
And am I guessing what I think which is which, or just saying?
Yeah, you can.
I'm not going to. I'll probably just go 1, 2, 3 as to which one I like the best. And we'll reveal them.
Because I'm really looking for that rice note. Again, I don't know if I'm bold enough to say I can pull it out or not. But
I think this is it, number 2.
I definitely like the second one better than the first one. I think I can pick them up just on proof alone.
Yeah. What was the proof of the Basil Hayden?
80, 94, 100.
What one was 100? Penelope's one.
Ooh.
That's where I wish I had water to drink in between these. So a lot of the finish notes on Toasted, you're going to get spice, you're going to get some sweetness there. A lot of them say it's savory, it lingers, it hangs around a little bit longer.
This last one lingers. I'm not sure what that is. I'm thinking Penelope on that one, but I'm not sure. How I got it. Elijah Craig.
Okay. Can I go first?
Mm-hmm.
I liked my right hand the most. It just seemed to be just the most traditional. I got a weird kind of funky taste off the middle one.
I agree.
And then my left hand seemed very low proof. So, calling my shot, I would say left hand.
Why don't you do 1, 2, 3 first?
I did.
Okay.
Three was
number
one, number 2, and then number 3 over
so
here.
You're going the first one you had.
Then let's him review it, and you can come back and you can guess on them. What do you want to go, Double J? Just
you
go
want to get
1, 2, 3, rank them.
Just 1, 2, 3.
3, 1, 2. No, hold on a second.
So you're gonna go number 3 is 3, or number 3 is number 1 for you?
Yeah, my favorite.
I think it's my favorite too.
I had that down.
About that nose though.
I'm going 3, 2, 1. So
That's what I did.
One's got a funky. I don't know what
you got a funky on one. I just got low proof on one. And weird on. Just something weird on 2.
I got 3, 2, 1. And I'm. What do you think, Big H?
Number 3 is I think my number 1.
Yeah. Definitely.
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is my number 1.
What? Okay, then.
I don't know. It's probably number 1. So number 3 is number 1. Number 2 is number 2, and number 1 is number 3.
We all picked the same.
Well, that stinks.
So maybe not, but I'm calling my shot here, and I might be wrong. I don't know if you guys will agree with me. I think 3 is Elijah Craig. I think 2 is Toast, and I think 1 is Basil Hayden. Do you guys agree with that?
I flip flop the last 2 you got.
Yeah, I got flip flop those 2. I go Penelope.
Yep. Wrong.
This one?
No.
No.
I go Penelope over here. I
Yes.
go Elijah Craig in the middle.
That's
Okay,
what I do.
so we all think this one was the lowest proof.
Yes.
Or is that the giveaway on it? Just
I don't know
low
that-
proof? Like I didn't
got
get the weird rice in it. I didn't, but
She's
it
got
does
a
seem
weird-
lower proof.
It's got a weird twist to it.
And then, but you guys think you liked this the best?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What order did you pour them?
So here's the reveal. Here's the order that I poured them. I poured them in this order right here.
And I did not change them.
Okay, well there you go.
You guys
You
nailed
didn't
it.
move it.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Penelope, we like
So,
the Penelope the most.
We all picked out the fact that we didn't like
Penelope.
we didn't-
We all like
yeah,
the
we didn't
most.
like
Wow.
the Basil Hayden's. We were probably picking up either the low proof. It seemed a little bit like the second one did have a little bit of a funky taste in it. That just might be that bean profile, you know. Although
Which normally we like.
usually normally like the bean profile. So just again, prices, we talked about this, $50 to $60. I think this toast is right around, Basil Hayden's toast is around $50, $60. And I think this Penelope I picked up for, I think it was $69. So they're all right where within range. So might come back and do this again. Maybe next time we'll do a double barrel instead of the toast, and throw a couple double barrels up there, which probably are similar, and then maybe we compare the two and do a blind to get two winners.
If this is round 1, congratulations, Penelope.
Yes, very good.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, like, share.
Tell a
Thanks.
friend. Toodaloo.